Most people think that a teacher's job starts when students walk into the classroom. But the truth is, teaching starts long before the first lesson begins. Hi everyone, I'm Teacher Jean, an international teacher here in Thailand, and welcome back to my vlog. It's Monday morning and I usually arrive at school around 7:15 a.m., sometimes 7:17, but definitely not later than 7:30. I love arriving early because it gives me enough time to prepare everything before my students arrive. The first thing I do every Monday is check my classroom. Even though the room was already cleaned before we left on Friday, I still like to make sure everything is fresh, organized, and ready for another week of learning. Maybe it's just the teacher in me, but I always want my students to walk into a classroom that feels welcoming and comfortable. So I spend a few minutes wiping the tables with alcohol-based cleaning materials, cleaning the whiteboard, organizing the chairs, and checking the different corners of the classroom. For me, a clean classroom is more than just being neat. It's about creating a space where students can focus, learn, and feel safe. At syempre, gusto ko rin na fresh, maayos tingnan ang classroom pagpasok nila. Once I'm happy with the classroom setup, I move on to my lesson preparation. Since it's Monday, my first class is science with my upper elementary students. Today's topic is life in space, and I know my students are going to be excited about it because they always enjoy topics related to planets, astronauts, and the universe. Before class starts, I review my lesson plan one more time. I check my PowerPoint presentation, visual aids, worksheets, activity sheets, and all the materials that we'll be using throughout the lesson. Even if everything was already prepared ahead of time, I always do a final review. As teachers, we know that preparation makes a big difference. As a science teacher, I believe learning should be interactive and engaging. I don't want my students to just sit and listen. I want them to explore, discover, ask questions, and become curious about the world around them. That's why I spend a lot of time creating my own science workbook activity, worksheets, and hands-on tasks. Sometimes we do experiments. Sometimes students work on posters and projects. And other times, they prepare presentations and collaborative activities where they can share their ideas with the class. To be honest, creating these activities take a lot of time and effort behind the scenes. There are days when I'm still working on presentations and worksheets long after school hours. Pero kapag nakita mong excited ang mga bata at engaged sila sa lesson, parang nawawala rin ang pagod. That's one of the reasons why I love teaching science. Every lesson is an opportunity to inspire curiosity and encourage students to keep learning. And today, we're about to explore one of the most exciting topics, life in space. I'm Teacher Jean, and this is a glimpse of my Monday morning as a science teacher here in Thailand. Let's start the day and make learning exciting. Thank you for joining me on this teacher journey. See you again to my next vlog.